Welcome to Rising Tides Live. I'm your host, Shawn Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ media production. It's Friday, which means we are pitching the Tide, our new Friday show. Every single week, we have a new, typically a restaurant technology platform that comes and shares what they're building, why they're building it, and then our community, the digital hospitality community, gives them feedback. But today we have a very special guest. His name is Charlie Eblen of Single Tree BBQ. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on LinkedIn, if you're watching on Instagram, we appreciate you. We want you to be a part of the conversation. So join us. Go to betheshow.media/rising tides, and you can get a link and you can join us. You can be a shark on the stage and you can give Charlie Eblen some feedback. So Charlie has a big idea, big, bold plans for Single Tree Nation, what he's building, why he's building it. I actually got to sit in the audience at the Create conference in Nashville with Troy Hooper. We got to hear Charlie Eblen's pitch. He said he wanted to pitch the Tide and get some more feedback. The more that you practice storytelling, the better that you get. So if you're watching this and you have a big, bold idea for growth of your business, if you're launching a business and you want to get some feedback, email us, podcast@calibbq.media. We will get you on the show. We will give you feedback, and more importantly, we'll support whatever you're building. So without further ado, let's bring up my dear friend, Mr. Charlie Eblen from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. What's up, Charlie?
What is going on? What is going on? I love the way you say Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro. Just want to make sure people spell it right.
Yeah,
can you, before you get into your pitch, can you share with the community and for those who don't know the time that we met? How did we meet?
We met on a Instagram Live 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
3.5, almost 4 years ago.
Wow.
And we were actually supposed to meet on a Zoom. And 20 minutes prior to the Zoom, you canceled it and said, hey, let's get on Instagram Live. The crazy part about that whole thing, Shawn, was I got pushed off a cliff that I didn't know I needed to be pushed off of. I think I had 27 TikTok followers and probably close to the same on Instagram. My Facebook account was strictly to keep up with high school and college and Army buddies. And now it's a part of my daily life, and people get to see and hear about Single Tree Nation every single day. So it's pretty incredible. I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to even have that 20-30 minute phone call on Instagram Live.
Well, my as we say on all these shows, my grandfather taught me to stay curious, to get involved, and to ask for help. Many people get to the step one. Many people are curious. It's the step two. It's the getting involved, where you have to look stupid, feel stupid, sound stupid, do all the things that no one wants to do. But that's where all the growth happens. Charlie, the stage is yours. We'll bring up our community so that they can support you and what you're building. But you don't need to hear from me. Let's hear from Charlie Eblen, Single Tree Nation. Let's go.
I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for giving me this time to talk about Single Tree BBQ, Single Tree Nation, the podcast show. We are building something incredible. We are building the Nike of barbecue. I was talking to a gentleman just a little bit ago about what the Nike of barbecue actually means to me. And to do that, I have to tell you about my grandfather. My grandfather spent 28 years in the Army. He spent many years as an attorney. He was a federal judge for 20 plus years. He was one of the attorneys that drafted the peace accord for the Vietnam War, president of the 4-H, a Mason. He impacted this world like nobody else in my life. One of the best men that I've ever known. And as a kid, I always thought that if I could grow up and make just a fraction of the impact that he made on this world, that I was probably going to do a pretty good job. So I tell you a story of October of 2020. I lost my job. I was the vice president of a major brand, running the entire lot, doing everything I could to continuously grow and learn and try to impact. When I got fired, I didn't realize that my impact and what I was trying to do was something totally different until that day. It's the best, worst day of my life. My wife walked into the office, looked at me, said, "We don't have a job." I said, "Yes, ma'am." So she gave me my time, let me figure out what I was going to do. And I realized that it was time to do something different. She came in about a week later and said, "You need to stop depending on everybody else and start depending on yourself. Start your own thing. Start your own restaurant. Build your own brand. Get out there and go do it." So to do that was probably one of the best and toughest moments of my life. So today, we've gone from having a food truck to concession stands at the largest college in Tennessee, to now having a brick and mortar, a podcast show that airs on ESPN radio, and a community that is constantly growing. So today I'm asking for a investment into my brand, but more so an investment into our community. An investment that will prove my wife was right. An investment that will change lives. An investment that will alter what we think of as barbecue. We will literally become the Nike of barbecue. We will make a lasting impression in everybody's lives that comes through our doors every single day. For $5 million, we will grow to having a flagship location, two more retail spaces like we currently have today, 2 more food trucks. The flagship location will be built out to about an 8,000 square foot unit with 4,000 square feet of patio space, fully heated and cooled throughout the year, so you can utilize that space for at least 11 months out of the year in the Southeast, to a 4,000 square foot inside space with kitchen and dining room, entertainment value of a live stage, smokehouse outside so our guests can see what's going on, and continuously impact our community. The other spaces will be similar to what we have today, 1,700 square feet, that will produce $1 million to $1.5 million in revenue. Food trucks will be able to be utilized to go out into emerging markets and test the waters of where we should grow next. All of this, the $5 million investment, would be returned in a 3 to 5 year time space, looking to give 33% equity into the company as well. I know that the restaurant space is a tough space to be. Profits are low. It's hard work, but there's not anybody else suited better than myself. My feet hit the ground in the morning, and I am excited to continuously impact and grow this brand, and to be able to do what we've done in such a short amount of time and make the impact that we've already made in people's lives is absolutely incredible. So with that, I will tell you, I'm looking forward to hearing who wants to partner with us and continuously grow Single Tree Nation and Single Tree BBQ into becoming the Nike of barbecue. And I can't wait to hear any questions and feedback from all of you. I'm sure there's a few.
My man. Well done, Charlie Eblen. We appreciate it. I thank you for shaking it up. Usually we're doing restaurant technology, but let's just go straight restaurant this time. I will give my feedback. I will give my feedback at the end. I'll let the community chime in. Let's start with Chris, Restaurant Clinic. Thank you for being here. Who are you? What are you working on a Friday? And what's your feedback and questions for our community member and leader, Charlie Eblen? Oh, you need to unmute, Chris. There we go. One more. There we go. Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Thank you, Shawn. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Charlie, a great opportunity to talk about. The Restaurant Clinic is active in working with small independents that grow, developing structure, raising funds, building teams. So this is kind of like, right up the alley. I'm also a barbecue lover. My very, very first job when I moved to Houston, Texas 45 years ago was in a barbecue restaurant as a manager trainee. And then we raised money and we went out and did 7 of them. So, I hear you. I still smell like barbecue. And anyway, so can really connect. I think the idea of asking for a large sum is unusual, but I like it. Typically, growth presentations are asking for more of a step-by-step. Like you have a single unit that's very successful. You're building a great community. You have a good following. Sales are increasing. So what you're looking for now maybe is partners to set up a second company so I can do one more unit or expand into catering or the food trucks. I like the package approach. We're doing that with a client right now where they're busy setting up a separate LLC. And they're going to fund it for 3 units. And much like your presentation, they've got a really good deck and they're looking for people who are going to take a certain percentage of that new company and they will own a percentage and get a preferred return on those 3 units. So I like that approach. It is not the norm, but I think it's workable. Now, how you got the 5 million, obviously, as you go through your due diligence, people will want to see the details, the spreadsheets, how and when you need the funding. That's not an initial deck. What I do think you might want to add in the initial presentation, though, is a little bit about the success of the existing unit. Revenue levels that are at now. How did the first couple of years come about? How did it increase? How are you doing with controlling costs? What type of profit percentages are growing? Because you want to hook the people, to really like Single Tree BBQ. Then when you go into the numbers of what, this package is going to do, 2 more units, 2 more food trucks, tremendous expansion of the existing unit, it might make sense because they're playing with the math. And they're knowing that, hey, this 1 unit already is doing X amount of revenue, returning X amount of profit. So then when you hit them with the fact that they're going to get a preferred return and you estimate that preferred return to be, done in 3 to no more than 5 years, that's a good industry average. So that's good. But it'll make a little bit more sense to them because, they'll kind of do the math. So anyway, those are my initial comments.
Great stuff. Awesome, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dean LeBay, you're on the mic. Who are you? What are you working on a Friday? And
hey,
what's your criticism of Charlie Eblen? I don't know if Dean's ever criticized anyone in his life.
No, I don't. Mama said if you can't say something good, don't say nothing at all, right?
Well, you're a good student of Mama, that's for sure.
I'm telling you. Hey, listen, Charlie. First of all, congratulations on this, and you were there when I first got on Clubhouse, and it's an honor to know you. Make sure I understand this, just because I just want to understand. So this investment that you're asking for, you're looking at 36 to 60 month payout. Then after the payout amount, whoever put in the 5,000 now owns 33% of this new company. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I can already tell you that you're probably not going to have a whole lot of problem getting this money. I ran into a guy this last Sunday at my daughter was at a school fair, and he had on a Polona. Is that the name of the shirt company that you were doing there for a while?
The Voice AI company, Polona?
No. What was the name of that shirt company that you did? Poncho. Poncho.
yeah, me. Yeah, Poncho.
Poncho. Yeah.
Poncho.
Yeah, I hear.
That's what I got on right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I would have never recognized that brand if I had not seen you and heard you talk about it. And I think a lot of what Shawn has taught us from when I've been, as long as I know, is basically, we're in a storytelling world. And when people hear your story, and I think you're going to have great success at doing the B&B marketing of it, the Ponchos of the world, the equipment manufacturers of the world. So listen, if I had $5 million, I'd write you a check right this minute. But I don't think you're going to have any problem because you've got a good history and you've got a good track record. And if they want to know anything about you, you're pretty transparent. You're out there 24/7. So, man, I think you're doing all the right things. And the thing is, it blows my mind sometimes because this all started on a damn audio app. I mean, just a chance meeting, and my life's been richer for knowing you. So thanks. I appreciate everything you do.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you very much, sir.
What's up, Joe? Welcome to the stage. Happy Friday.
What's going on?
What are you working on a Friday? Who are you? And what's your feedback for Charlie? More questions.
I love it. Well, this morning I ran 7.5 miles on a mountain. So I did that this morning, prepping myself for a competition I'm doing in January here in Phoenix. So check that off the box this morning and started getting in and jumped on the tide here to hear this amazing story. Truly impressive to hear your journey. I actually went and looked you up online and was like, I wonder where you got laid off from. And of course you were in the hospitality industry when you got laid off during the COVID time. It makes sense, so, you can truly hear the passion and the effort from your story, from your grandfather into your business. And typically that's what happens when you have that, type of leadership in your life and you have that type of persona around you, can really help make a big difference. And you can see it, and you can see it within your business and your pitch and your offer and your ask. I think from what I see is people need to hear the story more and need to understand what they're doing and what they're investing in and what they're going to, like, they need to hear it more. So you need to find more ways to get in front of these audiences continuously, and I know you have the ESPN and you have these other channels, but I think people just need to hear it more. So what I can do is I can help support that by sharing and, reiterating, your story within my network. And, and then of course, I think about this, if everyone just sitting here reshared your story, like I got 1,500 connections on my LinkedIn, Shawn's got 20,000, or whatever it may be. But like, the point is like, there will be someone in there. And as Dean said, like, I don't think you're going to have a problem raising it. I mean, it's a really good offer. I will do this too. I will say that, the company that, my company is owned by a private equity firm, and my founders invest in companies. So I will bring this information to them and just put it on their desk for you. They do invest in, that's something they like to do. So I'm always willing to go knock on the door and do something like that. So you got my word to do that. And if you want afterwards, I just connected with you on LinkedIn. Feel free to share your deck with me and I'll, share that as well. And maybe even try to get you a call set up. So that's what I can do for you. But otherwise, great story. It just needs to be echoed. You just need to keep echoing it. Just need to keep repeating it, and continue spreading the word of what you're doing.
I appreciate that very much, Joe. Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Spencer Michael, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to all of you. Spencer Michael from backofhouse.io. We help restaurant customers find the right technology. So if you're a restaurant, you're looking for tech, backofhouse.io, give me a shout. And Charlie, as you're growing, I'd be honored to help you find the right technology for your growing empire of Single Tree. So everything we do is free. So just, you can contact me anytime, and I would be happy to help out. Love your story. Love your passion. It absolutely comes through that it's entirely genuine, that you are so passionate about this project. And your story is similar to something that I went through as well. I think we've all probably had a situation where either we left or I was laid off twice from jobs I just was not suited for, that I was really trying to find my way, and ended up back in the restaurant business. So it's very, very similar, and I'll never look back. And I think that the question I had is why. I mean, your story is fantastic, and then you lead into I want to be the Nike of barbecue. Why the Nike? What is it about Nike? Because I didn't like. I'd love to hear more about that. Like, why not the Apple of barbecue? What is it about Nike that is going to make that resonates with you?
So I've always tried to read and learn and develop my leadership and coaching skills all through my corporate life. And I've read Phil Knight's book, and seen the movies and all the things that he's done, and he's always been intriguing to me on someone that he didn't really start Nike to do anything other than to be the streetlights for runners at night. He wanted to make performance clothing that helped people train harder, train faster, recover better, to be better athletes. Right? He was doing everything he could to impact the athletic community in a positive manner, right? The outcome of that is he signed Michael Jordan to be the next shoe guy, right? And it blew the company up. But at its core, that's what he was trying to do. So for us, the correlation of impacting our community is bar none matched perfectly to where we want to. I don't care about being rich. I'm the richest guy in the world. I got a beautiful wife, 3 young boys, and a dog, and a father that I love and adore every single day, and a legacy that I'm trying to make sure that my grandfather's remembered for an eternity. So the side of being Nike is just how large of an impact I want to make on the world. And if I can get up every day and my feet hit the ground and I get that opportunity, man, I'm blessed and highly favored to be able to do what I love every single day.
That's great. It's like it's a mountain that you almost will never get to the top of it. You'll just continue to climb it to try and get better every single day, which is I love that. That's awesome. And I think, like Dean, if I'm a few million short of the 5, but if I had it, I would definitely invest because I believe in what you're doing. So the only thing I can offer is just my assistance and help when as you're growing. I'd love to just be a part of the whole program, and if you need any assistance or just to reassure what you're doing or what's new in restaurant tech, please reach out because I'd love to help you out. But yeah, great job, Charlie. I think I'm rooting for you, and I'm sure everybody is.
I appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Spencer. Our good friend Richard is back. Richard, other side of the pond. Who are you? What are you working on a Friday? And what's your feedback for Charlie?
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name's Richard from Richard Solutions. We live by a mantra of don't be boring, be amazing. And very much appreciated Charlie's talks. I thought that. And today I've been preparing for Small Business Saturday, which is December the 6th, which is an amazing day. It's very simple. Support small businesses. Buy from them. Tell other people about them. Go on social media, shout them out, leave them reviews, because big businesses small businesses turn into medium, turn into large. And I think it's very relevant to what Charlie was talking about today. And it was interesting because you mentioned Nike, Charlie, and I remember you saying that when I used to hear you on Clubhouse. And I love Nike. And I won Employee of the Year for the 5th year in a row in my business. And I treated myself some new Nikes. And these are Kevin Durant limited edition Arm Pearls. Obviously, they're pink because pink's the best color for shoes. And I think what's really interesting when you talk about Nike, and I can understand why it means so much to you, I'm going to put a little twist on it for you. And one of the many reasons I love Nike is everything they do is tied up by just do it. It's more than just a catchphrase. It's a way of life for them. So if you went into Tinker Hatfield's office and said, "Hey, Tinker, I've got a great idea for a shoe. Instead of doing Nike Air, we'll do Nike Water. So walking on water, good idea that." They'll say, "Just do it and make it happen." I think it's really interesting. The other thing that they have is multiple propositions under one roof, whether it's basketball, soccer, football, athletics, yoga. It all sits under that. Because Nike, I think where it's really interesting is the brand's so powerful. And I think as you grow your business, I think it's one of those things with any business, when you're scaling up, you look at the tech and you nail that. And there's plenty of people here that know tech better than me. You know your processes. And again, there's people here that know that better than me. The other thing you need to nail is the quality of food. And having seen your Instagram, I don't think that's going to be a problem for you at all. Because every time I look at your Instagram, I just get hungry. And I love barbecue as well. I've had some amazing barbecue food in Tennessee in the past. And the UK, we're getting better, but we're not there yet. I think where it's interesting, my challenge to you is whilst you're expanding, which I think is brilliant, invest in your brand. Invest into telling those stories. And I look at two of the most amazing brands in the world that came out of Tennessee. Well, we'll skip over Cracker Barrel, although I think what they do is great. But just down the road from you in Lynchburg, there is Jack Daniels. You know, the world's best known Tennessee brand. And when you go to Lynchburg, what you'll find is all of those stories are true. Jack spend a huge amount of time nailing their process, nailing their people, making sure they're brilliant, making sure the tech is fantastic. They spend even more time looking after the brand. And I think as you grow the business, the value is not just in the property, not just in the recipes, not just in the tech, not just in the process, but it's in the brand. And one of the things that I always enjoy is hearing your stories. Now, for me, when you go to Lynchburg and you do the tour of Jack and you go and spend time in Mary Bobo's boarding house, or you go to any of the places there, what you find is all the stories are true. Yeah, there might be a few fisherman's tales in there. Where for me, it's really interesting is when a restaurant has great stories that are easy to share. And I think when you talk about being the Nike barbecue, for me, that's about great branding, great product, great processes, great services. The other thing that Nike did, and be my challenge to you, is they didn't just conquer Portland, which, let's be honest, not the most exciting place in the world. Sorry, Portland people.
Sorry,
they
Stover.
conquered the world. They conquered the world. Now, what's really interesting, barbecue food, there's a real opportunity to conquer the world. So when you're thinking big, I go real big. Focus on your brand, go conquer the world. And like Small Business Saturday, everybody here can help you. Everybody can help you. I wish you every success, Charlie. I love watching you grow. And stop posting amazing pictures on Instagram. Makes me hungry.
Well, I can't stop posting. That'll never happen, Richard. I appreciate you very much. I do have a question for you, Richard, and it popped up, I believe, on my show in last week's episode, and I just found this out, so pardon my uncultured self. But why do you eat beans for breakfast?
Because they're healthy. Right. So I tell you what, come over to England. In fact, Troy's over in a few weeks' time. So we have something called a full English breakfast, not that American breakfast nonsense. And on the plate, you'll have bacon, sausage, eggs, tomatoes, black pudding, which is savoury, not sweet. Don't ask, Shawn. And then we'll also fry bread and a fried egg. And what I'd say, Charlie, if you're ever hungover, full English breakfast, that'll sort you out.
Got it. Thank you.
Richard, I'm figuring out, I'm planning my London trip. It's going to happen in 2026. I was talking to the leader of the Wolfpack this morning, so I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but we're gonna add London as we add Bulgaria. So I will.
You'd be made to feel very welcome. We won't do any barbecue food, but we might do a good full English and a spicy curry.
There you go. Awesome, Maddie Smokes. Welcome to the stage. Happy Friday. Who are you? What are you working on? And what's your feedback for Charlie? Is he asking for too little money? We need more money.
We always need more money. So, hey guys, I'm Matty Smokes, chef, owner, operator, pitmaster, 25 years in the trenches of hospitality, and I run JJ Cooper's and Matty Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Look, Charlie, I've been watching the story since Nashville heavy and got the opportunity to watch the pitch, try the restaurant, see everything you're doing. And we're in a tough world. What are you thinking as you're scaling though? Barbecue's love, it's passion, it takes time. It's, when I put 100 racks of ribs on the pit, they're not all ready at the same time. And so how do you plan while you're scaling to maintain that consistency, the love, the passion that you have, and making sure that still gets, handed off to every single customer when they come around? Because once you start hitting 4 or 5 locations, you can't be everywhere.
Yeah, very much so. So the biggest thing that I will say that I learned in the corporate world and growing brands from a corporate side, there's no makeup for training. And it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes the ability to teach others to be able to duplicate what you're doing, right? One of my favorite things that I've ever learned how to do was to run a restaurant in under 40 hours a week. To be able to run a restaurant with under 40 hours a week, you have to have people underneath you that are absolutely amazing and can run it just like you do when you're not there. So I've done a really good job of learning how to teach. I've done a really good job of learning how to lead and grow other people's abilities that don't even know that they have them. My current pitmaster now started with me 9 months ago and had never cooked a brisket before. You've had his brisket.
It's good.
It's just as good as mine, right? So what typically takes people 9 years plus, 10 years plus to learn how to do, I've taught somebody how to do it in 3, 6 months max, where I felt comfortable leaving him on the pit and I don't have to watch him. To be able to do that is tough, right? So now to grow the brand, I not only have to teach him how to do that, but now I have to be able to teach him how to teach someone else to do what I'm doing. So that's what we're doing today, right? So I have to be able to duplicate not only my brisket, but duplicate me. And that starts, number one, with standards. It starts with having unyielding standards. And it starts being able to clearly educate others on how to be able to do what we do every day. So, and what we're doing now is we're teaching people how to teach. I'm not teaching people how to cook barbecue anymore. I'm teaching people how to teach. And the hardest part of that is getting people to understand that no 2 people are exactly alike. And it may take me 6 months to figure out how to slice an onion where it takes you 6 seconds, right? So, and if that is the case, then we have to figure out a different approach and come at it from a different angle. Just because it's taking them a little bit longer doesn't mean that they can't get it. If they're the right person in the right seat on the bus, then it's not their fault they're not getting it. It's our fault for not teaching it correctly.
So while you're scaling, do you think the flagship location is going to be providing food to the other ones as satellite locations, or you're trying to get pitmasters at every single location?
We'll have pit guys at every single location. I think the flagship location, currently my projections were that it would do $6+ million a year. We would have the space to be able to provide the food for that location, but it'll be so busy it won't have the ability to provide more food for other locations as well, right? So we'll have to have pitmasters at every location. The ability to be able to cook that amount of food not only comes in skill, but it'll also come in technology and the equipment that we use. One of the things that I have found in this industry, especially barbecue, is the equipment that you purchase has a direct correlation in how good the food may be. So if you buy a cheap smoker, you're going to get cheap food. You're going to get cheap brisket. You're going to get cheap ribs. You're going to get cheap chicken. It's not going to come out the same, right? There's things that you can do that will provide the exact same experience from a food quality standpoint that I currently use now, to be able to do the exact same thing on a unit that will do $6+ million a year.
All right, looking forward to it.
Can I jump in?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Charlie, listening to your further explanation as we've had discussion and questions, it brings me to a situation I want to pose to you based on how you see your role now. You're spending time really teaching and doing it very well. I do believe that your expansion is going to start with people. That's the beginning one. It's people plus product plus processes that maintain profitability. So maybe you've already thought about this, but even with good brands as you have, even with really good plans, as I'm sure yours is, it's a tough economy and investors are critical, and 5 million might seem very reasonable for all this, but it's not going to be easy to raise. Have you thought of being able to use your skills and create that impact by bringing more people in the community and growing quicker, and obviously needing to raise a lot less money if you did this growth through franchising?
I have thought about it. I'm not sure that I want to franchise it.
Okay.
Not that it's not that we wouldn't be capable of doing that. I just don't know if I want that for my brand.
Charlie, why is that? It's because it's a really interesting question. Why is that? Because from a business perspective, I completely get it, but I also understand it from a brand. I just want to understand your thinking on that for now.
Single Tree BBQ was the name of my grandfather's farm. Nobody else owned my grandfather's farm. It's really that simple. I'm not sure I want to have a franchise partner that has anything to do with my grandfather's legacy. Whether wrong or right, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't go down that road eventually, or I wouldn't franchise. I haven't made a definitive answer on that, right? And that's, it's the part of the business where sometimes I have to look in the mirror and go, is this a emotional decision or is this a business decision? And I can honestly tell you that a lot of it has to do with emotion. There's no question about it.
I respect that.
Sure.
I respect that.
Yeah, I think the best answers are the ones that always come from that always start with why. So there you have it. If you know why you're wanting to do this, and there's a legacy connection, you want to not just be, say, building value in a brand, which of course is what maybe franchising, could do. You want to be more of a manager and control of the brand. I get it. So you're going to want to grow through company units. Okay.
Great stuff. Charlie, my feedback would be same thing that we talked about after Create, is bring the money request to the front. When you're asking for money, lay out that you want 5 million and why you want 5 million. I love the story, obviously, but if you're asking for money, get them thinking about money right in the beginning and lay out, to Chris's point, you have the deck. I mean, that's, we believe in storytelling without having to use props, but sometimes audio, video, words, and images. Some people listen better. Some people are visual. You've done the work, so you might as well use the deck. On a platform like this, you can also use video. You're a phenomenal video storyteller. Show us the smoke. Show us what you've done from the food truck to the full brick and mortar. That would just be my feedback for what you could do next time.
Yeah, I try. I got tied up in my own head. I wanted to bring it up first, then I got excited. That's what practice is for, right? The more you practice, the better you get.
Go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, Charlie. Everything I've heard is real good, and I also wanted to bring up, you have an advantage over most people that are trying to do a restaurant. Your association with Toast and being on the advisory board, you get to know about technology sometimes before it's released. So that's a key component in today's survival, in today's marketplace, in the hospitality restaurant industry. And the market right now, I'm in New Orleans, and there's people in New Orleans got restaurants that's moving up to Nashville into the Murfreesboro area. In fact, we connected with the lady from Main Squeeze. But the thing is, I watched you when you had the trailer, man. I mean, your story's incredible. And the thing is, I understand the part about you wanting to control the legacy, because you don't want anything to tarnish your name. That's why you want to make sure that the people that you're teaching understand what they're doing and understand why you do it. Because whether you're in Murfreesboro on the east side or the west side or the north side, you want to make sure that same sandwich tastes the same at either location. So, I mean, I get it. In East Texas, there was a guy named Roland Lindsay. He built out Bodacious Barbecues. He made everybody that wanted to open up a barbecue joint, that wanted to carry the Bodacious name, they had to work for him for 2 years. Now, some people didn't want to spend 2 years, but, if you didn't want to spend 2 years, that's fine. But, if you just wanted to do it, he would help you get established. But that was the point. He wanted to make sure if you ate a Bodacious barbecue sandwich in Longview, Texas, or in Dallas, Texas, they taste exactly the same. So I get it. And like I said, I definitely utilize the technology and the people, the system. You've got the system that works. So that's all. I just want to tell you, man, great job.
Oh, the other thing is, how do people get in touch with you? Always a call to action. Easiest way. Yeah. You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. How do we find Charlie Eblen?
I'm like Deion Sanders. I ain't hard to find. You can get me on all the social platforms at Single Tree BBQ. You can get me through email at charlie@singletreebbq.com. You can call me at the restaurant at 615-307-0120. You can call me on my cell phone at 256-326-0808. I accept smoke signals, text messages, postcards, and all of the above.
And how do we wire you? How do we wire you money?
How do you wire me money?
Yeah.
Well, then I will send you the link today, sir.
You send me the link? Okay.
Yes. Good. I have Venmo, and it's at Charlie.
I think there's a cap on Venmo. I think it's a $5,000 cap, or maybe
it's $19,999.99 every week.
Why do you know that?
And we will accept that until you reach the $5 million ask.
Okay, fair enough.
Hopefully the IRS doesn't come after you.
Right.
Reminder, next Wednesday we have a show. We're doing Thanksgiving hospitality, so please join us, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And Friday we will have no show. Black Friday, enjoy time with the family. No Pitch the Tide Friday, but if anyone wants to pitch the tide, Friday shows are open. You can email us at podcast@calibbq.media. Mike will get you scheduled. Chris, what's your tip, takeaway, homework assignment? Thank you for being here.
Tip, I think, is absolutely have no fear. That's what I hear. Charlie's reminder of how confidence, drives whatever our idea is. And so, if there's any better reminder, it's that there is no time really to fear. No one wants to invest, by the way, in someone who seems scared. No one's ever going to partner with somebody who maybe fears failure. So is every shift going to work? No. Is every month as profitable as you like? No. But when you listen to Charlie, if you got something that works, you can bring others in. If you bring others in, there's going to be a good return. So, that's my tip. It's really more of a reminder. I'm recharged, and thanks for that. So I'm going to go into the holiday break a little recharged, and hopefully I can spread that out to clients and others.
That's awesome. Dean LeBay, great stuff, Chris. Thank you.
Only takeaway I got is I noticed everybody's wearing hats today. I think it's the first show where everybody had hats on.
Very observant. Well done. Joe, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Be resilient, continue to be resilient. And just, man, I can't can't tell you enough how important it is for people to hear your story. So continue to tell your story and make it obvious that this investment's going to give them what they want, right? Which is that ROI, right? And make it transparent, make it clear, straight to the point. I think that's it, man.
Sweet. Big stuff, Joe. Spencer.
This has been great. I have so many takeaways. I'll try to ball it in here. I think that if anybody has not seen the Simon Sinek TED Talk, Start with the Why. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's very popular. I'm sure people have, but that's exactly what you're doing, Charlie. You're starting with the why and moving out to, oh, by the way, we make great barbecue as well, which I think is awesome. I'd love to see a picture of your grandfather's farm in the slide deck. I think that would be very apropos if you're able to. And really, that's the why right there. One thing you said stood out to me, and I'm going to share this with a lot of my customers, is how do I run a restaurant under 40 hours a week? Which means I have to be a great teacher and a great leader. There's so many type A personalities that need to control things in the restaurant business. And you have to be willing, if you want to grow and not be burnt out, to be a coach, teacher, trainer, leader is your number one goal, to be excellent at those things. So that I'm going to take that away. And that's a great bar. I need to be under 40 hours a week. How do I get there? And I have to give up control. So that's great.
Awesome. Richard.
Yeah, my tip's real simple. Everyone listening, watching, go and ignore Prime Day. Ignore it. Don't do it. Go and support small business instead. Go and make small businesses. Go and get behind your local businesses. Go and get behind brands that you love. Go and help small businesses become medium businesses. So I want everybody to ignore Prime Day and get behind the small business. And then my takeaway is nothing but admiration for Charlie. Like pitching your business at any time can be tough, intimidating, all the work that goes into it. And seeing Charlie's journey is something really impressive and inspiring. They're the kind of businesses we should all be supporting, not Prime.
Cheers. Thank you, Richard. Matty Smokes.
My takeaway's definitely been over the last few months watching you with the pitches and whatnot. It's pretty amazing and it's inspirational. So definitely kind of carving a path for others. And a little tip, maybe next meeting, you bring some brisket and a little bit of that banana pudding in for everybody to taste.
Banana pudding, dude. I don't know why we're sleeping on the banana pudding.
You know,
that's Troy Hooper. I had to fight Troy. Me and him had to fight over the. We didn't even let anyone else have any.
Troy took a few to go as well.
He did. He wasn't playing.
So pudding is actually a dessert. Thank you, Matty.
It's not dessert. It's a dessert.
It's a way of life.
Yeah. Barbecue Scuba Steve, what's your takeaway homework assignment?
Homework assignment is to stop missing these pitch to the tide calls. I missed this entire thing because I've been running the future wife around for medical appointments all morning.
Yeah, that's more important, buddy. You do what you take care of the future wife.
But tip is to connect with Troy and Charlie and everyone on this call to get more insight how to build the brand back to where it needs to be.
There it is.
So
appreciate you.
Barbecue my tip to myself.
There it is. Thank you, Mike, for producing. Thank you, everyone that's watching. If you're listening on podcast, please join us on stage. So much better when we have different voices, more community members up here. Charlie Eblen, thank you. Good luck to you. You'll come back on once you raise the $5 million. So we can get a full financial reporting of where all the money's going and how we can all come to your grand opening of your master location.
Love it.
Good stuff, man. Awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you all. Have a great Friday, and we'll catch you next Wednesday.
See you guys later.
See ya.